Hey, what's up, guys? This is Matthew Msingati, a designer and developer from South Africa. I am excited, very, very, very excited. Obviously, I'm not excited because of big things and big news. It's just a small thing. I am able to deploy a Next.js application into a server. We will talk about that one later. Guys, in this video, I just want to talk about my life, my philosophies, and what I do, hoping to give you an idea of who am I. I'm hoping to break that wall. Okay, what that wall is, between me and you, there is YouTube. So, because there is this platform called YouTube and it's through the internet, I would like to assume there is a wall between us. You've got obviously a lot of things that you assume, and some things based on what you see, you might, what can I say, get a wrong impression. Sometimes when we see somebody on the other side of the screen or through YouTube and a YouTube channel, obviously we think of them in a different way. So I want to break that wall. I want to reach you directly. I want to give you an idea of who I am so that you can see that I am not different from you. I just happen to be lucky enough to act on my passion, and that's it. And also, I happen to be brave enough to be an apple today, and tomorrow a banana, and the other day I'm a pineapple. So, what I mean is, as you can see here, this is graphic design stuff and printing stuff. But when I was doing these, I was just doing it. And then obviously now you know that I'm doing front end and coding. So I'm not afraid to switch between my passions, and that's it. So without wasting time, let's just quickly jump straight into it. Okay. So guys, this is where I started. What I want you to get from this stage, okay? It's a quote by a guy called Neville Goddard. It says, "An assumption, though false, if persisted therein, will harden into fact." So this is what it means, guys, to me, or this is how it has helped me. We live by assumption. You must assume that you are something, and then persist in that assumption, even though to you it might look as if it's false, but it will harden into fact, and it will become a reality, and it will present itself in front of you. Okay. So I didn't went to school for graphic design. I got into graphic design through an assumption. I just had to assume that I'm a graphic designer and I was acting on my passion. So, and that's it. And I started with graphic design. I've worked in internet cafes. I persisted in that assumption until I was branding cars, printing USB, printing billboards, printing books, and becoming a production manager, and that was it. And until I felt like I know a lot about printing, I just have to, in right time, when the time is right, I just have to open my own company and operate it, and that's it. That was just an assumption. I didn't go to school for it. Okay. And then after printing, I switched careers. I became a brand strategist. I was like, okay, now I know a lot about graphic design and other things. So I wanted to be a brand strategist. I persisted in that assumption until I got a job as a brand strategist. That's where I have some products that I have designed and also marketed, which are in major retails in South Africa. So also that was an assumption. And then when I was done with all of that, I also assumed, as you can see, starting from here, I'm starting to get into coding now. I'm switching from printing, as you can see here, I was branding cars and whatever. So I started to some sort of uh, change careers, or hence I told you that today I'm a banana, tomorrow I'm an apple, and I'm not afraid of it. I think it's Emerson who says, speak harsh or speak confident now, or speak what tomorrow says. Sorry, speak what today says, and then tomorrow speak what tomorrow says. Don't be afraid to change. Don't be afraid to to speak against what you said yesterday, because yesterday you were a banana, and that's how you viewed life, and you were confident about it. But as soon as somebody maybe brings to you a different, some sort of share some light and a different perspective, there's no problem. You just change and tell people that you have changed. I think I'm I'm rooted from that philosophy, Emerson's philosophy, so that you can take life more simpler than being concrete, and you have to be right like for almost like 3 years, or you don't owe somebody anything. So if you are a designer today, be a designer. If you want to be a musician tomorrow, be a musician, and that's it. So as you can see here, I was getting into coding. As you can see, I was getting to coding. So even coding is just an assumption, guys. Even though I have a diploma in software development, but front end, as you know, that we sleep today with React, tomorrow we wake up with Next.js. So meaning that when I was 7 years ago, when I was doing a diploma in IT, maybe Next.js or React was still not popular, and maybe I'm not sure about Vue.js. So the point is, when I was in school, I was not being taught like web development. I was just being taught programming. So even use UI and UX and web design is just an assumption. I just had to assume that I am this and act on that passion. So I persisted therein until I got international interviews. Most of them, obviously, I didn't do well because I'm new in this web design thing. So, because of those unsuccessful interviews, I have managed to land a job as a UI designer. In fact, as a front end developer. Obviously, the job didn't like last for too long, and then like what can I say? I'm trying. I'm pushing. That's all I can say. That's why I've got this tag here also to show you that I'm a big fan of Ali, Muhammad Ali. He represents what can I say? A strong and unwillingness to back down. An unwillingness to back down. That's what he represents to me. So I'm trying to say, guys, as you can see here, also I've got some of my real life interviews where I was being interviewed as a front end. I've posted those here. So with that being said, maybe I was just saying, just do what you feel like is right now, and do it now. Tomorrow, if you feel like there is something else you want to do, just do that. Okay, so we are here now. As you can see, I'm busy with Next.js, React.js, and Tailwind CSS. I'm happy that we are reaching 172. Remember, my target this month it's 200 subscribers. So please, guys, help me. If you're here and this is your first time, please help me by subscribing and sharing my content. Okay. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about is that behind the scene, what can I say? I'm testing things. I'm experimenting. I'm also my subscription. Where are my subscriptions? Let's see. Maybe there will be a list of. I'm not connected. Okay, let me go back. So maybe here there will be a list of subscriptions. I also watch other channels. It's like I'm also learning as I'm trying to teach you. As you know, in this channel, I'm not the all knowing guru or this guy who knows it all. I'm also learning. Maybe I might be some sort of have a certain skill of explaining. Maybe I might have, but I don't know everything. So also I'm relying on other channels. So behind the scene, I'm experimenting. So one of the things that I've been experimenting is first of all, I'm not sure if these are bad news or good news, guys. When you get into mind control, when you get into wanting to truly, truly, truly take full control of your mind, obviously you're not gonna get there. It's not easy, but when you get into that journey, you start not to differentiate between what's good and what's bad. Not in a negative way, but you don't really differentiate between good news and bad news, or everything just becomes good news. What do I mean by that? I just broke my server. This is www.industryplug.co.za. So what I did, I broke this server. Like I was fiddling. So in my fiddling, I just broke it. I was installing. I wanted to deploy a Next.js app. I wanted to take this application which is running locally. Now I wanted to run it on a server. Okay, so it's like you install Node.js in your computer and this app will run on your computer. But I ask myself, what's the point? Yeah, now I'm at least I'm getting there in terms of Next.js and React.js. Now I can create something. But until when am I going to run these on my computer? So I was like, let me take these to a server. So I've watched a lot of YouTube tutorial and I feel like I've pressed a lot of buttons that I don't know what they were doing and whatever. I didn't know what I was doing, but the goal was clear. I have to deploy this. I don't know why it's taking some time. I have to deploy this app into a server. So hence I'm saying I'm not sure if breaking this server it's bad news, but for me it's good news. It's not working and I'm happy that it's not working, because if I would have kept it working by now, I won't be I wouldn't know how to deploy a Next.js app in my custom server. So everything is good news. I broke my server, that's good news, because now I'm able to host a Next.js app in a server. It's a pity that for now I can't show you that, but this server was broken while I've already deployed an app. So as you can see here, I'm supposed to create an application, a Node.js application, but as you can see that it's disabled. I don't know what I did. If maybe somebody you are watching and you know how can I fix this, please help me. I'm stuck in a way. I can't create any Node.js application because I just broke things. But in breaking those things, I've won, because now I know exactly in detail with deeper understanding how to deploy a Next.js. And also that knowledge and that skill, it's very important, or it's essential for my channel, because now when I'm teaching you, I don't know why this one is taking some time. When I'm teaching you Next.js, now I will tell you that after we are done with this code, we can be able to deploy it. Okay, meaning that my code or my tutorials are going to be more practical, because I don't like learning things for the sake of learning things, but I'd like to learn things for practicality and more like real life stuff. So imagine now, after we are done with a certain application locally on your Windows machine or on your Mac, when we are done with it, imagine now we are able to take it and host it into a server, and it becomes a website or an app that will run live. But that didn't just come easy. Obviously, as you can see, I have to pay a price of breaking my own server. So I'm going to contact my own server. Sorry, the guys that I'm using for hosting, and I will tell them to reset this domain for me so that it can start from scratch. Also, I tried resetting it without winning. So why am I telling you all of this? First of all, I want you to know that I'm not an expert. Meaning that if maybe I'm presenting myself as an expert, as somebody who know it all, I'm not that type of person. Behind the scene, I'm also learning. I'm testing things, and that is it. So maybe on the next video, this will be fixed, and I will show you in detail how do you. I'm worried about this. I don't know why this is not loading. Okay, let me just quickly fix it. Okay, because I want to talk about it. I'm busy doing some experiments. I want to remember I told you in the beginning of the video that I'm excited. The reason why I was saying I'm excited, I just created a small API and I've tested in this application, the one that I'm running now, and it's working. Like I can pull information from that API. So and I'm using PHP. So that's why this must work. It must work. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cancel. I'm just going to cancel this by pressing Control C. Okay, and then from there, I'm going to run it again, npm run dev. Okay, let me just go here. Yeah, as you can see now, it's cancelled. Okay, then let's npm space run dev. Okay. Okay, so when I was saying I'm excited, I did a small API and I tested it with Next.js and it was working. So I'm going to show you that in closing. Okay, so guys, I'm happy that I can deploy a Next.js app on my local server, even though it takes a little bit of space, but I'm happy that I'm able to. So maybe in the next tutorial I will show you how to deploy so that you can know that whatever that I'm teaching you, in the end it can be I hope I didn't close this. Okay, so whatever that I'm teaching you, it can be a real life application. Okay, let's just go back to, in case you are wondering what is this is a shared hosting. Like, this is my domain, industryplug.co.za. So I'm inside my, what can I say, my server in a way. Okay, so what I want to show you here is my PHP mini or small, what can I say, appli API. Okay, so what I did, inside this, obviously I've got domains here. This is my main domain and I have a PHP script here under HTML, public HTML. Okay, no, not here. I don't want to go here. I want to go here. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to share with you is that before, I used to think that I have wasted my time by being all over the show. Like, what do I mean by that? By learning PHP, learning jQuery, learning what. I almost thought that I should have learned Next.js and React.js from the beginning, so that I can be a front end developer and get a job. So I used to think that I've wasted my time. But now that I've got an understanding of Next.js and React.js, and also now I can build, or I know how to create a small API that will integrate with the Next.js app. I'm starting to feel like I was wrong by thinking that I've wasted my time. I was wrong, because some other people, they don't know how to work with PHP. So they can't write this code, the one that I'm showing you here. Obviously, this is a very small code. It's not something that I can say I'm intelligent by writing it, but this is just a test. So now that this is working, so what I'm going to do now, I can create a full stack like app application. Um, I think I am going to do that in this channel, where maybe, let's say, I think I'm going to create an invoicing system. Okay, so I will be able to create an API for it. I will be able to create a front end for it, which is a user interface using, using React.js and Next.js, and then that's it. And it's going to be an application that I am going to use, and also I will share it with my friends who are designers who don't have money to pay for accounting services. Okay, So let me check here, guys. I'm sorry about this. Let me check what might be the problem here. Let me check what might be the problem here. Okay. Okay, this doesn't want to run. To be honest, I don't know why. Okay, let me just delete this terminal. Delete the terminal and create a new terminal. So it was running now, but now I don't know why it's not running. Okay, so let's just go back. Okay, so as you can see, this is the server, and I've got in the server, I've just got this PHP file, and here is this PHP file. So this PHP file declares a string, which is a JSON string, and then from then it just tells the client code, which is the one that will be requesting, that this type of file is going to be a JSON file, and then I echo the string as it is, which is this JSON data. And then from then I use Next.js to pull that data. Okay, where am I doing that? Maybe I must just show you the code, and then I will show you the practicality on another video. Okay, so as you can see here, I am fetching that data, that industry, that data from this API. Okay, this is an API endpoint. As you can see, if you hit this, this is what you get. Okay, this is the code, the API code. But then when you hit that industry plug, let me show you what you will get. Okay, when you hit that industry plug.co.za, when you hit that endpoint, you will get a JSON string. Okay, industry plug. Okay, so guys, I hope you do get a sense of who I am, what I do, and what I believe, and my thought processes. As you can see, you get this JSON string. And then from then, in this app here, I was just going to show you how I am displaying that JSON object, looping through it, and then displaying it. npm run dev. Okay, I'm trying it for the last time, guys. Otherwise, if it doesn't work, don't stress. I will show you next time. And at the moment, I don't have a clue as to why it might not be working. Maybe I need to save this page, make sure that I've saved everything. Okay, one of the reason why things are like this, sometimes they misbehave. It's all about fiddling, guys. I don't want to lie, it's all about fiddling. The more you fiddle and get things wrong, the more you get to understand and know what things are. When I started this React and Next.js thing, I really didn't know much about these files, more especially this one. I really didn't have a clue as to, but now since I wanted to host my own, or to deploy my own uh, Next.js application, I fiddled with these files a lot. I've changed this script. I've changed a lot of things here. So maybe that's why some of the things are not are misbehaving, or they are not just running the way they are supposed to run dev. It's because I'm doing a lot of experiment here. I'm breaking things, and to be honest, I'm happy. I'm breaking those things, and some of them I can't even fix them. I'm very happy with that, because that's where I get a thorough understanding. So you will see that when I'm explaining and showing to you how to deploy your own Next.js app, it's going to be a clear, concise, and a thorough tutorial, and I will make sure that you don't get it wrong. Why? Because I got it wrong for a long time. I think I've got 2 weeks trying to deploy a Next.js app on my custom server. Finally, when I've managed to do it, obviously I broke my own server. Okay, so it's just give you an idea of the ups and downs of life, and also the cost of trying to become a better person. Sometimes knowledge come at a cost, okay? But as you know that I'm all about teaching, and as you can see, the server doesn't want to work. Okay, let's just go here and see. It looks like compiled successfully. Let's run it and see. Okay, this is supposed to run. Okay, this is so that I can show you how I have fetched data from an API, the small API, and how am I displaying it in Next.js. And guys, that will be it. So I will also encourage you to some sort of dig down into personal development philosophies, so that you can, what can I say, so that you cannot lose heart and be discouraged by a lot of things. Maybe you've attended an interview and you didn't get it, just like me many times. That will help you to, I think, to cope with life. So okay, now it's loading. Now our app is loading. Hooray, hooray. Okay, this one, it's not a major problem. This is a very small problem. So run npm dev 2 plus url. Okay, what is it saying? Okay, fetch data. This one is not much of a problem. I think this is something we can fix. Maybe there's something that type error failed to pass url from npm run dev. Okay, let me just check in this page and see what I've changed or what I've done. Okay, let me click undo. Okay, as you can see, I've made a mistake here. You see, I've typed npm run dev on a wrong place. Okay, so as you can see that now our API endpoint is right, the URL. So suppose everything works. Okay, I'm happy that it's running. So guys, that's about it. As you can see, this is the WhatsApp clone that we were busy with, but I decided to test to fetch this information from the API. So let's just quickly go to the code so that you can have an idea of what's going on here. Okay, so here I'm making a call to an API, as you can see here. Okay, and then once I'm done with that, I need to use this function so that I can get this returned data as a JSON. So now let's go to this place, to this area in the UI, which is this one. Okay, which is where is it, this one? Okay, here is it. Okay, let's start from here. Okay, let's say RT, where I'm assigning whatever I got from, okay, just a moment here. Okay, let RT equal to await fetch user data. I'm calling this function the ones that connect to the one that will fetch the data for us. It will return this JSON string or JSON file, a JSON object, and then from there I will put that JSON object here on RT. Okay, and then what I will do, okay, and then what I will do, I will loop through that RT. I will map. Okay, here when I'm mapping this RT, let's say this is a JSON array, okay, which is an array of things. Okay, and then what I'm doing, instead of looping, doing a for loop or a while loop, I'm just using a map function. Okay, it achieves the same result. It will loop through that JSON array, and then what it will pick, this item. It's more like each item on that JSON string. So it will pick, I think it picked last name. Okay, let's see where I am. Okay, LI. Okay, let's see here. As you can see, I'm picking the name. Okay, it's like let's go to that API endpoint. It's like this name. Okay, let's change this name to Matthew. We cannot change it here because this is an endpoint. Let's change it here. Okay, this name, let's make it Matthew in our API. As you can see, we're going to save it. Okay, so suppose in our React file, when we're refreshing this name, the first one, it's supposed to be Matthew. Let's see. Okay, as you can see, now it's Matthew. So meaning that this data come from the server, from this API. Okay, what else? This is my name, Singati. Okay, by the way, Matthew and Singati, they are both my first names, or they are both my name. This is not the same name. Okay, let's go back and see if my other name is here. Refresh. Okay, so as you can see, guys, I'm pulling this data from this API. So this is more like a sample of an API. So I'm pulling this data from here. As you can see, this is index.php file. Okay, and then from there I'm using this data here. Okay, so I'm looping through. By doing this map, I'm looping through this API, this JSON array, and then from then I'm taking the name, okay, the item name. Okay, so what we can do, we can go to our API, here. Where is it? Here is it. You can see we've got the email, and we've got the gender, and we've got the status. So even we've got the IDs. So what we want here, what we can do here, we can even get the IDs instead of the name. Okay, or the name and IDs. Okay, we will do the name and IDs later. Let's refresh. As you can see here, the IDs. So let's put the name and the ID. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to space here. As you know, with JavaScript, when you want to concatenate, you use a plus sign as if you are adding numbers. So what we are going to do, we are going to copy this, and then okay, this side there must be an ID, né? Okay, excuse me, there must be an ID, but here there must be a name. Okay, save. Now let's see. Okay, now as you can see, Matthew Msengati, here's the ID, so and so, here's an ID, so and so. Okay guys, that's about it for this video. To be honest, I really didn't have a name or this video well structured. As you have noticed, I've talked about a lot of things. I've jumping from this topic to that one. I did that deliberately. I wanted you to get an idea of who I am and what I do and what's going on behind the scene. How do I get to figure things out, and that's it. So in essence, I fiddle. Okay, but what helps me the most, that I think you must also learn and understand, it's good programming practices. Stick to those things like solid principles. Okay, things like solid principles. Stick to these things. I will show you how am I going to use these solid principle when I'm creating the API for this invoicing system application that I'm going to use. So stick to the solid principle, the single responsibility principle, and also stick to design patterns. Okay, stick to design patterns. These are very important things to grasp as a developer. So these are the things that are some sort of giving me, what can I say, always anchoring me into doing the right thing, even if I'm learning a new language. But these are well-known standard architectural design pattern, creational design pattern for creating objects, and all those things. So please stick to these things. Otherwise, for me, Matthew Msengati, the designer and developer, that's about it. So if you are new to this channel, please do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I hope and I'm hoping you have learned something. Okay, maybe in the next video, obviously, I will continue with this WhatsApp clone, and the next thing that I will do in this WhatsApp clone, I will make this button active so that when we click here, this must disappear. Okay, otherwise guys, I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. See you on the next one. Don't forget our goal to reach at least 200 subscribers before the month end. Thank you so much. See you on the next one.